Let's go, Ravens! The stakes are high for the Baltimore Ravens this season, and it all kicks off this Saturday with a thrilling playoff showdown against the Steelers. The excitement is real, but there's also some buzz off the field about player contracts that's catching attention. Before diving into that, let me ask you, do you believe the Ravens will take down the Steelers? If your answer is yes, go ahead and press that like button. And hey, why not drop a comment like this? Go Ravens! We're headed to the Super Bowl. Now let's talk about the Ravens' plans for the future. Big changes are on the horizon, starting with Marcus Williams. The standout safety is preparing to part ways with the team. Sources reveal that Williams and the Ravens have restructured his contract, setting the stage for his release after June 1st next offseason. Why is this important? This move spreads the financial impact over 2 years, freeing up about $6.7 million in dead cap space for 2026. On top of that, it immediately opens up $9.9 million in cap space, with an extra $2.1 million in savings coming after June 1st. The Ravens are making smart financial moves, all while keeping their eyes on the prize. Are you ready for the journey ahead? The countdown to Marcus Williams' departure has begun. With just 4 games left this season, his time in Baltimore is nearing its end. When Williams first joined the Ravens, expectations were through the roof. At the start, he lived up to the hype with stellar performances, but injuries in his first 2 seasons slowed his momentum. This year, though he stayed healthy, his production didn't quite match the lofty expectations. Fans have been left asking, what went wrong? Many believed he was a smart investment, with his $70 million contract reflecting his potential. However, when the Ravens chose to bench their star safety, it became clear that this partnership was winding down. Elsewhere, the Ravens are dealing with a mix of good and bad news on the injury front. Wide receiver Zay Flowers is nursing an injury, but head coach John Harbaugh has reassured fans it's not season-ending. Flowers is listed as day-to-day, but there's reason for caution. He was spotted at practice with a minor brace. Still, veteran linebacker Kyle Van Noy expressed optimism, hinting that Flowers could return for upcoming games. On the positive side, Justice Hill is back in limited practice after being sidelined. Hill's return is a major boost for the Ravens' offense, as his versatility and reliability could make a big difference during this critical playoff push. With key players on the mend, the Ravens are staying focused on finishing the season strong. Here's an interesting twist. Wide receiver Deonte Harty, who many thought was done for the season after being placed on injured reserve, has been cleared to return to practice. Harty's earlier performance as a return specialist didn't quite meet expectations, but now that he's back, it opens up some intriguing possibilities. The Ravens will likely evaluate their options in the return game, with Harty joining Steven Sims Jr. in the mix. Meanwhile, the Ravens' offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, is catching the eye of teams in need of a head coach. The Chicago Bears and Jacksonville Jaguars have both requested interviews with Monken, and it's no wonder. After all, Monken has played a key role in revamping Baltimore's offense, so it makes sense that his name is in high demand. Todd Monken has been a game-changer for the Ravens this season. His ability to expand the offense while keeping the running game strong has been crucial, especially with Lamar Jackson thriving under his guidance. But as the season nears its end, fans can't help but wonder, could this be Monken's last season in Baltimore? Looking ahead, the Ravens are preparing for a high-stakes playoff matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The rivalry is as fierce as ever, and Baltimore knows exactly what's on the line. Fans are counting on the defense, which has significantly improved since mid-season, to clamp down on Pittsburgh's offense. On offense, Derrick Henry's powerful running and Lamar Jackson's dynamic dual-threat ability will be vital in the colder weather as the playoff battles heat up. Now, we want to hear from you, Ravens Nation. What do you think about Marcus Williams' departure and the state of the team as we head into the postseason? Do you believe the Ravens can overcome injuries and distractions for a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The decision to part ways with Marcus Williams marks a significant shift, but it also highlights the Ravens' proactive approach to managing their roster and salary cap. While saying goodbye to a player of Williams' caliber isn't easy, this move reflects Baltimore's focus on flexibility, aiming to build around their core and address areas of need. With $9.9 million in immediate cap space and more savings on the way in June, the Ravens now have a golden opportunity to make some strategic moves this offseason. As for Zay Flowers, his potential absence could force the Ravens to rely on other playmakers. Flowers has been a standout target for Lamar Jackson, providing crucial separation and stretching the field. If he's sidelined in the coming weeks, players like Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews will need to step up. Bateman has shown glimpses of greatness, but now could be his chance to prove he can be a consistent threat when it matters most. On a brighter note, Justice Hill's potential return could give the offense a boost. Known for his speed, vision, and versatility, Hill can make an impact both as a runner and a pass catcher, providing the Ravens with a dynamic weapon they'll need in the playoff push. In the postseason, every little advantage counts, and having a weapon like Justice Hill could make all the difference. Hill's return could open up even more options in Todd Monken's playbook, giving the Ravens an edge when they need it most. Speaking of Monken, his future in Baltimore is up in the air. His success this season has made him a sought-after name, and while fans are hoping he stays for another championship run, only time will tell what's next for the offensive coordinator. Then there's Deontay Hardy, who's returning to practice after a rough stint as a return specialist earlier this season. While Steven Sims Jr. has stepped up admirably in his absence, Hardy's reinstatement adds another layer of intrigue. The coaching staff might be looking to spark something in the return game as they gear up for the playoffs, and special teams could play a pivotal role in this next chapter. The Ravens have often relied on special teams to flip the game, and with tougher opponents ahead, this area could once again prove crucial. As for the playoff road ahead, the first challenge is the Pittsburgh Steelers, no stranger to being a thorn in Baltimore's side in recent years. But the Ravens seem to be hitting their stride at just the right time. With a more unified defense and an offense that's gained explosiveness under Monken, Baltimore is in a strong position. The Steelers, however, seem to be struggling, which gives the Ravens a real shot at not just securing a vital victory, but also delivering a psychological blow by knocking Pittsburgh out of playoff contention. Looking further down the road, potential matchups against the Buffalo Bills or Kansas City Chiefs will be tough tests. These teams will push Baltimore's physicality and mental toughness to the limit. Snow or harsh weather conditions might favor a power run game with Derrick Henry leading the charge, but Lamar Jackson's ability to make plays under pressure could be the deciding factor. The Ravens' defense, anchored by standout players like Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton, will also need to keep up its strong play, especially against high-powered offenses. The excitement surrounding this team is real. Fans are buzzing about the possibility of a deep playoff run, and the belief in Lamar Jackson as the leader who can take them all the way is stronger than ever. With injuries to manage, tough roster decisions, and a challenging playoff road ahead, the Ravens' resilience is about to be tested like never before. But if there's one thing this team has proven time and time again, it's that they thrive in adversity. Now, it's your turn, Ravens faithful. What are your expectations for the playoffs? Can the Ravens overcome these challenges and bring another Lombardi Trophy home? What do you think about the roster moves and the coaching buzz surrounding the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. As the Ravens gear up for the playoffs, one big question remains. Can they finally put everything together for a championship run? This season has had its share of highs and lows, with breakout performances, unexpected setbacks, and steady leadership from Lamar Jackson. For fans, it's a time of cautious optimism. Baltimore has shown glimpses of brilliance, but can they maintain that level of play against the NFL's top teams? The playoff stage is set, and every game will feel like a battle for survival. The Ravens' first test comes against their familiar rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Known for their gritty, physical style of play, the Steelers are always a tough challenge. But the Ravens are no strangers to hard-nosed football either. With players like Roquan Smith anchoring the defense and Derrick Henry leading the powerful ground game, Baltimore seems built for the postseason grind. Ravens fans, this is your time. What are your thoughts as we head into the playoffs? Who do you think needs to step up the most? Can Baltimore overcome the obstacles that have kept them from the Super Bowl in recent years? Share your predictions and let's rally together for what could be a historic postseason.